You open your phone, the message says, "Seen," and then nothing. No reply. No busy right now. No explanation, just silence sitting where a conversation should be. At first, you don't think much of it. You put your phone down, pick it back up 5 minutes later, then again. And somewhere between "I'm not thinking about it" and "why am I still checking?" your mind starts doing something without asking permission. It starts building a story. Not based on facts, based on absence. And here's the strange part. They didn't reject you. They didn't argue with you. They didn't even say anything hurtful. They just didn't respond. So why does that feel worse than someone actually saying, "I'm not interested"? That's what most people never understand. Because the real reason being ignored hurts isn't about attention. It's about what your brain thinks silence means. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why. And you'll never read a scene the same way again. A guy sits in a coffee shop on a Saturday afternoon. Nothing special about the place. Just the usual sound of cups hitting counters, milk frothing, people laughing in fragments that don't belong to him. He keeps checking his phone, not obsessively at first, just automatically. 3 days ago, he sent a simple message. Nothing emotional, nothing heavy, just a "Hey, how've you been?" And it was seen. That was it. No reply after that. At first, he explains it away. They're busy. They'll respond later, but later never comes. And something subtle starts happening. The message stops being a message. It becomes a question, not about them, about him. Maybe I said something wrong. Maybe I was annoying. Maybe I misunderstood what we were. And the worst part? He can't prove any of it wrong, because silence doesn't argue back. It just stays there, quietly unfinished, and that's when the brain does something dangerous. It refuses to let the question go, not because it matters that much, but because it has no ending. Here's where most people misunderstand this completely. They think the pain comes from rejection, but rejection is actually easier for the brain to handle. Because rejection is information, it closes the loop, even when it hurts. It answers the question. Silence does the opposite. Silence removes the answer entirely, and the brain hates unfinished patterns more than almost anything. So what does it do? It starts filling in the blanks, not with truth, with possibilities. And almost all of them are negative, because the brain is not trying to be accurate, it's trying to be safe. There's another layer here that makes this even stronger. Your brain treats social disconnection like a survival signal, not metaphorically, literally. Studies in neuroscience show that social pain activates the same regions as physical pain. So when someone ignores you, your nervous system reacts like something important is at risk. But that still doesn't fully explain why it sticks in your head for hours, sometimes days. So here's the missing piece. Silence doesn't just feel like present rejection. It feels like unresolved history. Because your brain doesn't separate moments as cleanly as you think. That feeling of being left on read, it can quietly connect to older experiences. Not always obvious ones. Being excluded without explanation. Trying harder and still being overlooked. Waiting for attention that never came. So now, the present moment isn't just about a text. It becomes a pattern your brain thinks it recognizes. And once the brain thinks it sees a pattern, it stops treating it like an event. It starts treating it like identity. That's why two people can experience the exact same silence and walk away with completely different emotional weight. One moves on, the other carries it for days. Not because they're weaker, because their brain assigned different meaning to the same silence. But here's the twist almost nobody considers. Most of the time, silence has nothing to do with you. It has to do with timing, stress, distraction, emotional overload, avoidance, or simple human forgetfulness. In fact, you've probably done it to other people. You saw a message, you meant to reply. Then, life got busy, then you forgot. Then suddenly days passed, and you didn't mean anything by it. Now imagine someone interpreting your silence as proof they don't matter. That's the gap the brain struggles with. It confuses absence of response with absence of value, and that confusion is what creates emotional spirals, not reality, interpretation. So what is this actually about? It's not about text messages. It's about what you use as a measurement of your worth. Because the moment someone else's response becomes your scoreboard, you lose control of the system. Some days you feel valued, some days you feel invisible, but neither one is stable. Because people are not consistent inputs, they are distracted, emotional, imperfect, and unpredictable. So if your sense of worth depends on their consistency, you're building your identity on something that was never stable to begin with. And that's where the real shift happens. Not in becoming less sensitive, not in caring less, but in separating two things your brain keeps mixing together: someone's attention and your value as a person. They are not the same thing. They were never meant to be. So the next time someone doesn't reply, notice what happens first. Not their silence, your interpretation of it. That quick jump from no response to "what did I do wrong?" And then pause there for a second. Because that pause is where everything changes. What if this isn't information about me? What if it's just missing information? There will still be moments when silence stings. That doesn't disappear, but it doesn't have to define you either. Because silence is not a verdict. It's not a measurement. It's not a judgment. It's just an unfinished moment that your brain is trying too hard to complete. And you are allowed to stop completing stories that were never about your worth in the first place. Some people will see your message and reply late. Some won't reply at all, and some are just living in their own noise, completely unaware of the story your mind is building from their silence. But none of that defines you, not even a little. Because your value was never sitting inside someone else's response time. It was never there to begin with. Think about someone in your life who needs to hear this right now. Send them this video. Not because they'll say anything back, but because you already know they needed it. And if this one landed for you, subscribe. Every week I put out a video on why we feel the things we feel and what to actually do about it. I'll see you in the next one.